Hello everyone, welcome back to another Magical Girls Explained. As you by now, you know how this series works. I'll check on like Felicia Mitsuki's story for more on the laid back pot. Okay, so let's get in with the story of Futaba. General info. Futaba is 14 years old. She's 153 centimeters high and her eyes and hair are both green. She originates from Churro Board in Kimihama City, and her soul gem is a green crown-shaped gem located as a necklace on her throat. Her weapon is a shield. Shields have been used in many cultures and as means of protection using a war, but orange is the first shield. Go back to the Hoplin Shield, an inspired name from the Hoplite Soldiers, a tribe presumed that influenced Greek-inspired weapons of their time. Her rich and Doppel is Teresia, and her known family members is her unnamed father who is now dead, her mother, her two stepbrothers, one older, one younger, and her stepfather. Her wish was to become invisible. Please make me invisible. She attends Mizuna Girls' School, and she is in the 8th grade. Her magical girl element is the forest element, and her ability is to disappear, even with all signs of her magic. Sonna's magical girl summary. A magical girl who's always thinking negative thoughts. Ostracized by her family and by the people around her, she never gained real confidence in herself. But she is gentle to others, which leads her to submit to the will of those who can be confident in their own way and abilities. She is always content to serve quietly and obediently at their side. What was I born for? I need to change, don't I? Crazy Doppel Info. Since Sonna's Doppel has not revealed itself in the anime yet, it doesn't have a 2020 anime card. Her in-game reads, the Doppel of Transparency. Its form is an interrogation chair. The master of this emotion feels both pain and satisfaction from her Doppel's form. The main body of this Doppel is not the chair, but an invisible entity that is tortured endlessly while sitting atop it. The transparent Doppel uses its own blood to attack its enemies. However, it is not so easily controlled. And the visible Doppel emerged from its master's right ear instead of the visible one that typically appears from its left ear. It will scream and go on a rampage, swinging its guillotine at allies and enemies alike. Sonna's main story. In the main story of Magical Chord, Sonna appears to be trapped inside the 4th Uwasa's labyrinth. But she was not taken there forcefully and yelling out to escape. In fact, she willingly went there. She became friends with the 4th Uwasa, that being an anonymous AI, who she calls Ai-chan. Sonna doesn't want to leave, as in her reality, her family doesn't acknowledge her, for she doesn't have any talents. Her father had died and her mother remarried. They are focused more on Sonna's older and younger stepbrothers than her. But she is still noticeable by her family, but still felt invisible since they never had any much goings on in Sonna's future. This had made Sonna isolated from others and her family. Ai-chan even being okay with Sonna, who has agreed to stay in the labyrinth, she feels it's not right for Sonna, which she could not understand. The anonymous AI is an intelligent Wasa. Girls who become trapped in here will cry and want to be set free. The 2 radio towers in Churro Ward were the entrance and exit point to the labyrinth. People who were near the tower were once they pick up the phone, will hear a cries and such for help of a girl trapped inside the labyrinth. But once Sonna became the next girl, she was giggling instead of crying, and she felt happy being with Ai-chan instead of being scared and lost. The only one way someone can get out of the labyrinth is if another person comes in and takes their place as the trap next, which becomes an ongoing cycle. Ai-chan, knowing that Sana was a magical girl, decides to contact another magical girl to come to the labyrinth and free Sana, and then kill Ai-chan, so no one will be trapped in the labyrinth again. Does not say anything of this to Sana and keeps it a secret. The magical girl Ai-chan contacted was Ira Tamaki. She asked Ira if she was a magical girl, which Ira confirmed with the help of Felicia, Truno, and Yachicho, guiding Ira on what to say. Ai-chan revealed herself to be a Wasa and told her about Sana. She asked Ira to kill her and save Sana, meaning to become her friend instead of Ai-chan. Ira and the others agreed to do Ai-chan's wishes. They head to the entrance of the labyrinth from the Chiro World radio tower. The way to enter the labyrinth is by jumping off the top of the tower, like committing suicide. In the game, Truno and Felicia also accompany Ira and Small Cube along with Monica Kaname and Homura Kemi. But in the 2020 anime, Ira goes alone with Small Cube. In both versions, Yashito stays back and watches afar from the exit point. And Monica and Homura are not revealed yet in the story of the anime. Once Ira enters the labyrinth, she comes in contact with Ai-chan and meets Sana for the first time. Ai-chan then reveals the truth, which shocks Sana and doesn't want Ai-chan to die. Before Ira could make the decision if she wanted to kill Ai-chan to her request, Alia Gray appears and stops them. She reveals to be one of the leaders of Wings of the Magius. Sana remarked this, saying that she has seen some Wings of the Magius members in the labyrinth before. In both versions, Ira fights Alia. Alia also reveals her doppel, Old Dorothy, too. In the 2020 anime, Sana tries protecting Ai-chan and Ira, but is hit with Alia's doppel. In the 2017 game, Sana is seen to not intervene, but is shown in her magical girl form. Once Alia is defeated, Ai-chan kicks her out of the labyrinth, but she remarks that Alia will return and possibly reclaim Ai-chan to her Uwasa self. To prevent this, Ai-chan tells Ira to kill her. Ira does kill Ai-chan, but in the 2020 anime, it is Sana who kills Ai-chan. During this, Ai-chan turns into Sana, like a reference to Sana's old self killing her. Like Sana killing her old self, but it's like her uncovenant feeling and starting over with new friends and a new life. And once Sana kills Ai-chan, they are released from the labyrinth, where they are at the exit point, and where Yachiyo comes to back them up. That is when the second battle with Alia occurs, with black and white feathers of the Wings of Magius waiting for them. In the second battle, it begins in the game. I believe Mifyu stopped them from fighting, but in the 2020 anime, it was Amami who stops it and reveals to have joined the Wings of Magius. The rest of the story will stop here and continue with your own path. Sonna's side story. Sonna's side story begins when Sonna notices that Ira has a keychain of a little puppet show called Konetoko no Godo Godo, translated to Kitten's Purr. Sonna then explains how she was a fan of that show when she was little, and he always explained the events and cast members of the show, and quickly then apologizes for talking too much. But Ira tells her not to worry, but Sonna starts to worry that her past will repeat itself. She thinks back on how she became a magical girl, and she tells her story that she narrated with saying that her mother said that she was her stepchild. Her actual father had died as far as Sonna could remember. She says her mother would say that marrying Sonna's father was a big mistake in her life. Sonna's mother was always strict on her and would yell at her for a non-specific reason. Her current father was a professor at Kimihama University and teaches its medical school. All he really cared about was Sonna's grades, which were always very poor and bad. He would literally call Sonna a stupid girl and demanded she get better grades. Sana also had two stepbrothers. One was older, one was younger. Her older stepbrother had the highest grades in the country, while her younger brother was very athletic, and both were greatly loved by Sana's mother. One day, Sana asked the older brother of hers to help her study, but he also calls her stupid. Her younger brother says they neither have any precious time to spend with Sana. It was at this point everyone decided in Sana's family that Sana did not deserve to be part of the Futaba family, claiming that she was a tarnish to the family name with her actions. Sana's family forbade her from talking to or interacting with them. They literally told her to send them an email if she really needed anything. Since that day, Sana hasn't said a word to her family. Sana says she would have stayed quiet or she would just seem abandoned or she'll be standing abandoned completely. Since that day, Sana had spent more time outside. She would spend days wandering around aimlessly. One day, Sana made a friend with a stray cat that she named Goro. She named it after the show Kunetiko Goro Goro. Every day, she would feed Goro in the back alley and talk to him. She would talk about things like if Goro lived in an animal city like in the show. Sana then say she was just simply living simply because she was too scared of dying. When Sana wonders if she could live in an animal city, but she realizes it doesn't exist. One day, Goro vanished. Sana searched endlessly to look for Goro until Sana came to the old man who ran a shop near the alley that Goro was at. The old man of the shop called the health department to take the stray cats away behind the store and asked Sana to stop feeding them. Then the old man soon apologizes when Sana starts to cry. But Sana runs off. And as time went on, Sana started to believe Goro was gone forever. That Goro left because she talked too much. One day, she thought she saw Goro, but nothing was there. Unknown to her, to Sana, it was actually Kyubei who was watching her. Then she never saw Goro ever again. After Goro disappeared, Sana just decided to stay in school after class. One day, she met a student who liked the Kikero Goro show keychain that Sana had. Sana was very happy to make a friend, especially since the student was lonely as well. One day, Sana was bullied by some of the students and they took her keychain. She looked for a friend for help, but her friend did nothing. The day it just stopped to go. That day, Sana stopped going to school. She called her friend once, but after awkward conversations, she shut off all contact between that friend. Sana had no hard feelings on the student, as she believes that the student was scared as well and did not want to intervene because she was afraid of being bullied as well. And that is when Sana met Kyubei. When Kyubei made his offer, Sana didn't even think to make wishes to fix her family or make friends. After all, she was betrayed by those people. Sana wanted to wish that she wanted to go to where Goro lives, but instead just asked us to be invisible. Sana explains why she wanted to disappear from the world, and she believes she herself was worthless. Back in the present time, Itara realizes that Sana was spacing out and asks her what was wrong. Sana says before she met Itara, she wasn't happy then. She lived by herself when she okay, you just get the picture. Since normal people can't see Sana, she stopped going home or to school. Not wanting to deal with the world around her, she thinks about what she would have done if she had never met Itara. But it was interrupted when Itara started talking about Kikero Goro again. Sana mainly thanks Itara for fighting her, and she was glad she wasn't alone anymore. Sana's abilities. Due to the nature of Sana's wish, Sana is completely invisible and silent to humans except other magical girls. Sana's name meaning. The two characters in Sana's last name mean two and leaf respectively. 4 facts about Sana Futaba. Fact 1. Sana's Doppel is the first to have more than one Doppel attack depending on which half of her Doppel is summoned. There is a set pattern for each half of her doppel, and there is an equal likelihood of each half being summoned in battle. Fact 2. Her weapon is a reminiscent of a police riot shield that spawns various types of piers and wrenches. Fact number 3. Sonna's magie attack is German for torture prison. Fact number 4. Sonna's Japanese voice actor is Yuri Ogura, who voiced the roles as Priestess in Goblin Slayer, Omarikai Keijiaki, also known as Kira A12 in Hakudo Precure, and as Alice in Heaven's Motopad. Her English voice actor, on the other hand, is Ryan Bartley, who is known for voicing Ram in Re:Zero's Starting Life in Another World, Gilda in The Promised Neverland, and finally Hikuno Kishinabe in Fate Extra Last Encore. And now we come to the ending of the video. So I'm just gonna put my personal impressions on her story. I found the story to be really sad because it showed how much her family neglected her because of her status. But how heartwarming when she felt really happy to meet Irua. The story, to say the least, reminds me of Hilga from Hey Arnold. Though I have never watched the show, but I definitely know that Hilga had gone through the same way Sonna did, with being neglected by her parents because they were so focused on Hilga's sister's piano lessons that when Hilga said anything, her family would say, "Who are you?" or something like that. They don't even know her, and then she remarks that she's her other daughter, and they completely just ignore her. But anyway, so next time we will talk about for Magical Girls Explain, we'll be talking about Mifio. So, see you guys next time. Bye bye.